Okay, let's bring in Amin Saikal. He's a Professor Emeritus of Middle Eastern Studies at the Australian National University, and he joins me live from Canberra. Very warm welcome to you. It's, I think, most appropriate to start with the comments of Benny Gantz. So what he has said is he's set an official deadline, it appears, the start of Ramadan, which in other words is March the 10th. That would be a deadline for Israel to launch a potential offensive into Rafah. Now, this would be a very significant move. There's more than 1 million Palestinians there in a very small amount of space. So it seems almost inevitable there would be a massacre if there was a military offensive in there. Given the significance of this and the fact that it would go against what the United States wants, against what all the countries trying to broker peace want, surely it would be Prime Minister Netanyahu who would make such an announcement of any deadline.
But it's very interesting that this is the first time that Israel has issued an ultimatum and given a couple of weeks for the people of Gaza and Rafah to vacate. As far as Israel is concerned, this is a concession that is made to the demand of the international community, and more importantly, to the demand of Israeli friends, that is the United States, UK, and some of the others. But I mean, as you pointed out, Israel has been warned over and over that any attack, ground operation in Rafah could result in more killing of Palestinians and possibly bigger catastrophe than what has really occurred up to this point. And of course, what has occurred up to this point, and the president of Brazil, Lula, has already compared it to a Holocaust. And of course, the Israelis have felt extremely offended, and Netanyahu has come out totally against it. But I think now the international community, it is really the critical time for the international community, and more specifically the United States, to act to make sure that this operation in Rafah does not occur and a ceasefire is implemented.
Amin, personally, I'm confused about what exactly Israel wants. Benny Gantz says, return the hostages or we will go into Rafah with the military. Prime Minister Netanyahu said just at the weekend, even if there is a hostage deal, we are going to go into Rafah. What do you think Israel actually wants?
I think there are differences within the Israeli war cabinet, and obviously Netanyahu is leaning more and more towards the very hardliners, like the national security minister and the finance minister and so on. But Benny Gantz, who used to be a political rival of Netanyahu, is a member of the war cabinet. And I think he's trying to soften the atmosphere to some extent by saying that we are going to give the Palestinians in Rafah something like about a little more than 2 weeks to vacate. And this is to basically soothe the demands of the international community, and more specifically the United States.
Some people think that this conflict is about religion. Some people say this is about retribution for the attack back in October. Some say it's about getting the hostages back. Could it be about land? Because Israel believes it has a right to the land. It's had this opportunity, the words of the Prime Minister himself, have been given 5 months opportunity, as he said, free rein, to try and clear Palestinians from the land. Do you think that could be the aim all along, to make life so uncomfortable for Palestinians that they choose to leave?
Well, there have been documents that have been leaked from the Israeli government, which have basically pointed out that one of the aims of Israel is to basically clear the Palestinians out of Gaza and to possibly really force them into Egypt. Of course, the Egyptians have all along said that they would not really accept any crossing on the part of the Palestinians into the Egyptian territory, that is Sinai. But at the same time, there have been reports that in case of contingency, Egypt has set up an area for a possible crossover by Palestinians into Sinai. So I think we are hearing basically conflicting messages from the Israelis, and I think that also really indicates that there are divisions within the Israeli leadership. And whether Netanyahu at the end is going to really prevail, particularly in the next 2 weeks that Benny Gantz has given the statement about the ultimatum, I think that remains to be seen.
Appreciate your time. My guest this hour, Amin Saikal, Professor Emeritus of Middle Eastern Studies at the Australian National University. Thank you.
Thank you.